You ever meet someone who gave their whole heart to something even when the world gave up on them first? This isn't just some story about a man and his daughter. This is about love that never asked for anything back. It's about a man who fought for what he believed. And even when the odds were stacked against him, he didn't have much, but he gave her everything he had. His time, his strength, his heart. Some folks chase money, some chase fame, but he chased moments. Little ones. Quiet ones, the kind that made a 5-year-old girl smile like her whole world was safe in his arms. He didn't own much, just a worn-out pickup truck, a 2-room apartment in a quiet corner of Milwaukee, and a drawer full of hand-drawn pictures signed with the shaky handwriting of a 5-year-old girl named Lila. But that drawer was his treasure chest, because in that drawer was every memory he had of her, every visit, every smile, every sticky-handed hug after ice cream on a Sunday afternoon. Marcus wasn't perfect. He worked long hours at a delivery company, barely slept, and hadn't taken a real vacation in years. But if there was one thing that defined him, it was this. He loved his daughter with everything he had. But let's start from the very beginning. This channel won't survive without your subscription and like. Help me by pushing that button. Now back to the story. Every weekday, after lifting boxes and driving across the city, Marcus would throw off his work shirt in the car, change into something clean, buy a small treat, a coloring book, a strawberry cupcake, a plastic flower ring, and pull up outside his ex-wife Jenna's apartment just to spend an hour or two with Lila. Even though the divorce had been messy, even though Jenna didn't want him around much, even though it felt like the world was trying to erase him from his daughter's life, he came anyway. And when Lila heard the knock, she'd run to the door screaming, "Daddy!" like he was the superhero in her bedtime stories. They'd sit on the porch, he'd braid her curls. She'd show him her doll's new dress. And for those few hours, the world outside disappeared. It was just a man and his daughter holding on to something pure. But things started changing. Jenna became colder, stricter. Visits were cut shorter, calls ignored. Marcus noticed Lila wasn't as bright, like she was scared of saying the wrong thing. So he did what any desperate father would do. He went to court. He wanted joint custody. He wanted more time. He wanted what he thought every father who stayed should get a real chance. His lawyer warned him that family court was unpredictable, that the system didn't always favor fathers. But Marcus wasn't backing down. He walked into that courtroom with his heart wide open. And then everything changed. The judge ordered a paternity test, standard procedure. Nothing personal. Marcus shrugged it off. Of course he was her father. He'd cut her umbilical cord. He'd stayed up through teething nights. He'd taught her to say, "I love you," by tapping her little chest 3 times. But the results tore his soul apart. He wasn't her biological father. And suddenly Jenna was smiling, not in shock, but in relief. "I had no idea," she told the court, "but maybe it's for the best. He doesn't have to be in her life anymore." Marcus just stared at her. This woman who once held his hand in the delivery room, who he cried with when Lila first walked, who he fought to forgive after the late nights and unanswered questions. She was glad that the one thing keeping him connected to his daughter was gone. Marcus looked down at his hands, the same hands that had changed diapers, cleaned up scraped knees, held her when she had nightmares. He had been her father every single day. If this story hit you deep, don't scroll without subscribing, and tell us where you're watching from and what time it is. We're building a family here, and your support helps us tell more stories like this. Next part of the story drops soon. Turn on notifications so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching.